You are listening to 1F914, the show that really makes you thinking emoji. Today's episode is brought to you by the Thought Police. Keeping us in line since an arbitrary date beginning with... No. Keeping us in line since an arbitrary date ending in 9. There is a conspiracy to silence anyone who disagrees with Neil deGrasse Tyson on Twitter. Now, before I keep going, I need to point out that this is not a script that I am reading from per se, but sort of a bullet point list to keep on topic. If you use Twitter enough, you will eventually, or may have already been, the subject of fraudulent activity screening. You basically would have an alert that says, we have detected suspicious activity from your account, or bot-like activity, or malicious activity, or automated, which is the same as bot-like activity. Whatever the terminology may be. They basically think that you are fraudulent, that you are trying to scam people, that you are an automated program, which I find ridiculous because Twitter is notorious for bots. There are entire accounts that are publicly known to be operated by machines, and Twitter does nothing to stop them. Their entire posts are just automatically generated by AIs, and Twitter doesn't care. If anything, Twitter promotes these accounts in many cases. And yet, me, who is a real human being, who is using Twitter normally, gets screened out and has to... What is it? I get screened out and I have to perform these obnoxious steps to prove that I'm real when I'm right here. Apparently I'm an android because Twitter thinks that I'm a machine. My account is currently locked. If you hadn't guessed it, you can still view my profile, you can still view my past tweets, but it's behind a be careful wall. If you go to my Twitter profile, it'll say, this account is currently locked due to suspicious activity. Would you like to view this profile? You can click view, bam, looks normal, everything is fine. Except for when I go on Twitter, I can't see any new posts from anyone that I follow. In fact, on my phone, it doesn't even show me that I'm following anybody. I can't make any new tweets. I can't comment on anything. I don't even think that I can send and receive messages from people. But I haven't really tried that because I don't really use Twitter much in the private messaging way. So maybe I can, but I haven't tried it. But I think I can't. Am I getting off topic? Let me see. So right, I'm currently locked. This began the other night when I was on Twitter. Like I said before, I was using Twitter normally. I was commenting on a few things. I made a couple posts. I retweeted a couple posts. I'm sorry if you could hear the noise coming from outside. My window's open because it's hot in here. Nothing abnormal, nothing overly aggressive or out of the norm for my usage. But then I saw a post by Neil deGrasse Tyson. And if you follow Neil deGrasse Tyson on Twitter, now, oh my God, he is a brilliant man. I will not deny that. But he posts some dumb shit on Twitter, like the infamous BB-8 couldn't function on sand tweet, which is disproved by reality because BB-8 is a practical effect. They actually built the machine. It was a remote-controlled android. Not android, but remote-controlled droid. A physical and actually existing thing that was operating on sand exactly as its fictional portrayal would do. The only difference is that it's being operated by a human, not an AI built into it. But clearly putting an artificial intelligence at the controls would not be that complicated to do if you had one sufficiently capable. So clearly BB-8 is a real droid. He's a real thing. He actually exists. So that tweet is just a perfect example of like, he just says some dumb shit. And last night was no exception. So I was commenting on the post, and bam! Second I hit send, your account has been locked for suspicious activity. And then what they do is they basically make you fill out a CAPTCHA. You know, the Google CAPTCHAs where you have to read the words that are scrambled and then type them in, or they show you pictures and you have to select a certain thing, that type of thing. They make you do that, and then they also make you confirm your telephone number by sending you an SMS message. So I clicked the button to do these things, which I've run into this before. I do it, but this time there's an error message. It says it just says there's an error and it can't do anything. It can't resolve the issue. So that's that. I'm stuck. Like as I said, this has happened to me before. The previous times I've done it, it's been fine. Like I've done the CAPTCHAs, I've done the reconfirmation, and then my account would get unlocked. This time it gave me an error, but then it looked like my account was unlocked. I hit send on the tweet. It looked like it sent. I went to bed because I was done for the night. And then I wake up the next morning and my friend sends me a message with a screenshot of my profile showing that it's locked, saying, what the WTF? And I'm like, WTF? What the what? This is still locked? So I try to figure this out. But as I said, this happened because I commented on a Neil deGrasse Tyson post. Now, how does that amount to a conspiracy? It amounts to a conspiracy because every time this has happened to me, every time I've gotten locked out, it has been when I've commented on a Neil deGrasse Tyson post in some contrarian way. Like, I'm pointing out how what he's saying is dumb or what have you. But the thing is I'm not saying it like, wow, man, you're stupid, or wow, man, you don't know anything. You're not a scientist, blah, blah, blah. I'm not saying things like that. I'm just very academically explaining my position and not in no way swearing at him or yelling at him. But then I still get locked. It's like it can detect that, oh man, you don't agree with the Neil deGrasse Tyson mind engineering. You are wrong. You are guilty of wrong think, and we are locking you out. And it feels weird for me to say that because I'm a liberal cuck. Like I'm one of these people who thinks that trans people should have rights and being gay is okay. Like I'm basically an atheist. I'm not a Republican at all. And so I think it's funny how I'm in the camp of people who are kneeling at the altar of Neil deGrasse Tyson's dick. And yet was one time. But I'm in that camp. I'm lumped in with them, but I don't think like that. I don't like thought policing. I hate that. I hate it so much. And I disagree with a lot of what the left and the liberal side of things thinks and says oftentimes. So I guess you could say I'm more of a centrist. Insert centrist meme .mpeg, I guess. I'm getting way off topic with talking about myself. But as I said, this happens every time I comment on a Neil deGrasse Tyson post. But I'm not being singled out. I want to be clear. I want to be clear on that. I'm not being singled out. I'm not crazy like that. I think that this happens with everyone. I don't think I'm alone. And so I think it's a conspiracy. Moving on. What was I commenting on? What posted Neil deGrasse Tyson? Why was it stupid, in my opinion? He said, sometimes I wonder if the universe can create something more complex than itself. The universe is not complex. It's just big. And we don't understand it. But the universe is governed by very simple principles. Like I said, we don't understand them, but that doesn't mean they're not simple in their execution. Saying the universe is complex is like saying that a sheet of white plain printer paper is complex, and wondering if you can create something more complex than that sheet of paper. Yeah, Because a sheet of paper isn't complex. It's just a sheet of paper. And then you make complex things on it with a pencil or some other tool. The human brain is complex. A star is complex. They have a purpose, and they have these interconnected functions of all of these small little things that come together to produce something greater than the sum of its parts. And they just work despite having so much room for error. The universe just ham-fistedly flings shit about in the hopes that planets don't crash into each other and stars don't explode, which they're constantly doing. Meaning the universe has one job to do, and it can't even do it right. The universe is not complex. The universe is stupid. And that's basically what I said, more or less. Thank you for listening / watching. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, share it, subscribe to my channel, and follow my new backup Twitter account, Hot Sonichu Sex. Link will be in the description below in case you don't know how to spell that. You could also follow my original Twitter. It's still there. I think you can still follow it. I might not be posting for a while as long as it's locked. So follow that and follow the new one, or don't, whichever you prefer. Did I already say thank you for watching? Either way, thank you for watching. I wouldn't be here without the fans. All 541 of you. And of course, don't die.